Yay.
Hi, I'm Maureen Tara Nelson, MTN Matchmaking, with my brother Brian.
Here I am. I got her here at exactly 2:30.
No, I was here early, and I even did a video of me waiting for you. So, yes, so it's
I was eating my lunch, so I wasn't ready for you because it wasn't at the prescribed time.
okay. Well, anywho, doesn't matter. I already put up my video that I was ready and waiting for you, and you were not here.
Wait,
so,
hold on.
And I have my earbuds on, so you will not hear my background of the 3 rooms. Hi, Tookie! Hi, Tookie! Yeah! Yeah, baby boy! What?
My good girl is sleeping soundly.
Hi, Tookie girl! How's your daddy clean up that mess? Look at that white trash mess! Go back to where you have the nice backdrop, for God's sake. People are watching this.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about my background. Trust me. Nobody
come
cares.
here, babies. Oh, my babies want some loving. But they heard me say Tookie. Come on.
Let's jump right into the questions.
Yep. Go ahead. Buster, come on. Bailey. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Ask me the questions. I don't know what they are.
For them.
What?
I'm looking for them.
The questions. You don't have the questions ready. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, the other day we were working with Denise, and wasn't that so much fun having Denise working with us?
I don't know why you think everything is so much fun. It was work. It was fine. It was nice meeting her. She's a lovely woman. I'm glad, she looks like she's going to work out great. And we're going to have a good relationship. But fun? It wasn't fun.
It is fun.
I came on to help you work. And it's not like it's fun. You look at everything as being like fun.
Working at MTN Matchmaking is fun. It's part of the prerequisite. If you're not having fun, you're out of here. You got to change that negativity. It's
not negativity. It's fine. It's not like it's not fun.
Okay, so say it's fun.
But it's not fun.
It is fun.
Fun to me is going to a casino. That's fun to me.
Okay. 1-800-Gamblers Anonymous. Can you please call my brother Brian, please? It's an emergency.
We just got back from Louisiana the other day, and I lost way too much money.
Okay, tell me how much, because I'm taking Jerry away next weekend for her birthday. So how much? We're going to one of the Connecticut casinos. So what should I bring to gamble with? Like 500, 1,000, what? Because I know I'm going to lose it. No matter what, I'm going with the mindset I will lose.
Yes, so that's what the number you got to pick, and if you lose it, you lose it. But your idea and my idea are very different. I usually go and I lose. Well, I usually come home with a little bit of money in my pocket, even though. All
right, how much did you lose?
But this time I came home with like $100, and I brought. But I brought 27 or 2,800. So I lost a huge amount of money.
Wow.
I was not happy about that. And it wasn't all in one shot.
Were you doing
over the course of 2 days?
Let it go? Let it ride. Remember you taught me how to do let it ride.
I put my little blue ball gown on, and I went up and down the aisles, and I sang "Let It Go."
Oh God!
No, they don't seem to have "Let It Ride" in.
Oh.
I don't remember seeing it in Vegas either.
It was in Vegas.
Oh, it was in Vegas,
but
it wasn't that.
I hope it's in Connecticut.
Louisiana.
I remember that we all took. It was Mama, Dad, Brian, me, and Jerry, and Brendan as an infant before he was baptized. Now, normally my mother would say, we cannot take out a baby. Well, oh, he's blowing his nose. What is wrong with you that you always have to blow your nose? Okay, so anyway, my mother was very strict Catholic. At first she said, we can't take Brendan away because he's not baptized. But something just made her want to go. So instantly she changed it to, oh, I blessed him myself. So it's okay that we take him away. So then you and I, we all had a great time. Then we all went back to the room. Everyone was going to sleep. And remember, you and I went out at like midnight gambling for the next few hours. And that's where you taught me how to do roulette and let it ride. So fun. Can't wait to go with Jerry.
Yeah, it was fun.
I just sort of, now that I don't drink anymore, one of the things that I used to like is being at the tables and the male waiters, you know, just coming up constantly giving me drinks after drinks. You know, so now.
So in other words, what they do to every other customer in the casino? Every single one of them?
Okay, my point being the women didn't do it. The women wouldn't come up to me. The guys came up to me. The guy waiters. So now I am not drinking anymore. So we'll see if gambling is as fun sober.
Well, even the fact that you have to question whether or not something is going to be fun without alcohol shows you that there's an issue. Because if I didn't drink if somebody said you can't drink the rest of my life, I'd be like, all right.
Well, that's what I said. That's exactly what I'm doing.
But I'm also not saying, oh, I wonder if gambling will be fun without alcohol. Of course it will be fun.
Well, it's
everything to you is fun.
Yes, it is. You're right. Everything is, my life is fun.
Yes, you can have other drinks too. You can have water. You can have coffee.
Okay, let's get off this subject because you're annoying me so much right now. Let's get to the dating questions. I'm about to pop and say something I'm going to regret. So let's just, thank you. Everyone knows we win every year for Best of Long Island Dating. We won Best of Manhattan. This was, I have to say, this was a shock because, you know, we work so hard every single year to win Best of Long Island. And when they said, oh, just so you know, there's a Best of the City, I know I don't advertise in the city. I know we do get clients calling in from the city, and it's just more from a spillover effect of advertising on Long Island or through referrals. So I know all my colleagues as like 10 different matchmakers in the city. I love every single one of them. So I'm almost like a little embarrassed to know that we won. But thank you to everyone who voted for us for Best Dating in Manhattan. Okay, dating questions.
That's good. That's good news. Dating questions. I love how the dating questions are getting much more
fun.
Personal. What?
It's so fun, right?
Fun. Oh God. I wish somebody would come on and back me up here. Work does not need to be fun. Work needs to be. I enjoy my job. I enjoy it. It's not fun.
Better. It is fun. I've lived my whole 20 years. This is so much fun. Even when I have crazy things that go on behind the scenes. Crazy. Brian does not want me to bring up a crazy ass thing that happened today. Crazy ass.
I don't want you, because if that person is listening, that's a negative thing that you're putting out in the universe, and I don't like that.
Okay.
When you talk about other people.
Okay, I agree, but this crazy person should actually know they turned crazy. So, I mean, I can turn someone crazy. If I could turn someone crazy in a day, they don't belong at MTN Matchmaking, okay? I'm supposed to be doing the screening process that people are nice, quality people, positive, blah, blah, blah. So if I could make someone crazy in a day, it's best that we part ways, which we have done. So.
All right. Asa says hello to both of us.
Hi, Asa.
And Todd says that you're the best matchmaker and he loves you.
I love you, Todd. Todd's my PR guy. Best guy ever. Todd, I wanted you to know.
No,
Lauren.
she can't, Todd. No, she can't.
What? Tell me.
That you can turn a gay man straight. No, she can't.
You know what, Todd? Yes, I can. I really can do that.
No, you can't.
I've been told that. In USF, a guy said to me, you know, I used to think I was gay until you. I said, thank you.
What did he want? What did he get from you? He must have gotten something from you.
Yes, he got to be straight, thanks to me. Love you, Todd. Todd, just so you know, Lauren was amazing with the dating radio show on KJoy. So we, every week, have Long Island Matchmaker show.
Long.
And shut the blank up. Don't annoy me right away, please. But so, Todd, seriously, Lauren did such an amazing job asking the questions. So it was a lot of fun, even though I missed you so much, because Todd is wild and crazy. So when Todd does the radio show with me, I never know what to expect because he's just so fun. So what are you doing this weekend, Todd? I think I want to hang out with Todd this weekend and his beautiful wife that I matched up. Okay. What else, Brian?
Asa says he loves the rose print on you.
Oh, thank you.
And
thank you, Asa.
Long Island Matchmaker show with Lo and Mo on 98.3.
Love. Everyone needs an Asa.
And then Todd says we will do it again.
Yes. Great.
Yes.
I can't wait for Todd to do the radio show with me.
Should we do the questions now?
Sure.
I'm gonna read the ones I want, and the ones I don't, I'm gonna pretend they're not there, because some of them are like kind of weird.
Okay. Well, just remember, people have written these in. So why don't you just say it? Maybe I'll answer it, and we'll say Brian doesn't want to answer it. Good?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
When is the right time to...
I might not want to answer it either, so.
Right, okay. When is the right time to tell your partner you're infertile? Infertile. When is the
yikes!
When is the best time to tell them that? I would say
on your wedding night. It's too late at that point. Kidding. That was a joke.
On the way to the vasectomy's office, I guess.
You know, just remember, mother, matchmaker, and dating coach. Fertility expert. I don't know.
I would say pretty early on if you're dating, and even if it doesn't go anywhere, I would still put it out there. So Leah was saying she was told on the second date. I would agree with Leah. Yeah, it should be early on, even if you don't know where it's going. I would just
say it. I would say, as I always do, 3 dates important. and never say anything that will blank up the chemistry, which that is a real, like sex is gone hearing stuff like that. You know, you're not in a sexy mood with anything like that. So never say anything on the first 3 dates that is going to take the sexiness away from the two of you. Now, if you go to the third date and you're feeling that connection of chemistry, then after the third date, you could tell those stupid ass things that you have about yourself, your quirks. I mean, I got a million quirks. So
But
I'm proud of it.
What if somebody comes and says, "Oh, on the first date, oh, I can't wait to start a family. Do you want to have kids?"
Then you would say, "Are you a freak asking me that question on the first date? Are you a freak? No one asked that on the first date. What is wrong with you?"
All right, I'm just giving scenarios.
I'm just saying, that's why there's so much miscommunication. Bye, Brian with a Y.
He can't hear you.
Oh. Okay, so.
Tookie.
Hi, Tookie. Hi, Tookie girl. Yeah. Look at that trash room. Go in the dining room now,
all the toys
please.
are in there. No, because I have two monitors here.
Because you really need two monitors. Oh,
yes.
Actually, I shouldn't talk because I have 4. Okay, so.
All right, so the questions. All right, so we answered that question.
Yes, and don't let me forget our cousin. What's his name? Charlie or something? Or
yeah, your first cousin.
Our.
Yeah.
Wait, he's our first cousin? No, he's not. He's not Dorothy's brother. Dorothy's brother was Billy, and it is Bobby, right?
Dad had another brother.
Sonny. Oh, wait, what was his name? Buster. I have a picture of Buster right up there. It's one of those pictures that is in the Oval, and it's an antique because he got hit by a train when he was like 5. And I was very blessed that I got that. And it meant a lot to me because I know it meant a lot to my dad. Oh, and by the way, that stupid ass mistake that Brendan and I made. Brendan was setting up the Facebook to do the ear pods, and he didn't know that live was on. So as Brendan's focused in on trying to figure it out, I'm like being annoying in the background, as I always am.
Always are.
I know. Look, have you ever said that I'm not? Have I ever said I'm not annoying?
No.
I tell people I probably will be the most annoyingest person that you'll ever meet. You probably can't handle me. You probably will be annoyed with me, but I will be annoyed with you probably first. It's me. Go ahead. Questions?
Yes, I have a question from Laura. I'm trying to think of how I can get this because
we have many Lauras, in our program.
Well, Laura is asking a question. I have a dating question. Do you ask someone why they, after you're sure you don't want to know more? I don't know what. What? I think I'm not seeing all of it. This is what I have on my screen.
Send it again.
Yeah, send it again, Laura.
Do it again, Laura. Okay.
She says, I have a dating question. Do you ask someone why? That question was Leah's.
Why maybe they don't want kids, or why they, because that was the last question someone asked, right?
No.
When do you tell someone?
No, somebody's asking live on the chat. They're asking a question.
First of all, do not yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
That is yelling. Okay.
Just because my voice rate is over yours.
Well, that is unacceptable at MTN Matchmaking when we are working as a team and we're all having fun and you get frustrated and you talk like that. Unacceptable to talk to me like that.
I see it's replying to Leah's question.
Oh, what did Leah say? Hi, Leah.
I really don't. I'm trying to understand this, and I got you in my ear saying these annoying things.
Just shut the F up.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Just do the Friday Facebook Live because everybody loves sparring. Everywhere I go. Today, I was out in about 3 different places. I have so much to do. And in each of the places, people said, oh, are you doing that Facebook thing? Like they don't know it's called Friday Facebook Live. And then they said, oh, because we love your brother. Really?
Okay. Yes. All right. Leah has a question. Now I see it. All I had to do is scroll up to see it. So thank you, Lisa. Leah has a question.
Thank you, Asa. Everyone needs an Asa.
Do you ask someone why they never married or let them bring it up?
Okay. You can go first because I know this answer very easily. It happens all the time. If you don't have a good answer, don't make it up because someone might take your stupid ass advice.
Oh yeah. Also, now I see Laura. Laura's answering that question. Thank you, Asa, for.
He's so smart, that Asa.
Yes.
So smart.
Laura says, after you're sure, will you stop speeding me along?
Yeah, just hurry up, man. Come on.
After you're sure you want more, yes. If you want more, yes. I think you should delve in further. If you want more out of the relationship, if you just go on a one-time only date and think, oh, well, actually, you have to do 3 dates to really be sure.
That's what I recommend.
If you want to go forward, I would delve in further.
But stop reading it and answering it yourself and not telling me what it is. I don't even know what the question is.
Do you ask somebody why they never married?
Oh, okay. That's okay. All right. So did you answer yours?
Yes. And I also said what Laura said, that she said when you sure you want more.
Okay. Yes. So if there is a stigma with any people.
I hate that word.
Stigma. I'm trying to think of what word I hate. Good thing you don't have that bell anymore. He'd be ringing that bell. You know what I can't stand? When people say anywho. Okay, anywho. So there is a stigma of when someone is single and they're 50 plus, single, never married, whether it's a guy or a girl. There is a stigma out there. And a lot of times I'll bring this up to people and I'll tell them I can help them in the program because I'm interviewing them. I'm finding out why that is. Now, if it is a red flag, like the person's a commitment phobe, the person's weird, the person's annoying as blank, and I don't mean annoying.
Not fun.
When I say annoying, I purposely try to be annoying, okay? But there are real people out there that aren't doing it for a laugh. I do everything for a laugh. There are people that are really annoying, and that's why they're not married. So if a person is like that, I'm not taking them into the program. But if I take someone into the program, 50 plus, man or woman, and they are single, never married, it's okay. So just don't worry. You would never ask that question as a client here. On the outside world, yeah, I would say you could, after the 3 dates, because remember, you want there to be a lot of chemistry the first 3 dates. Because if it's not, you're not going to get any more. Go ahead. That was my answer.
How young is too young to get married?
Okay. You want to go first?
Well, yeah, I'll go first, but it all depends on the maturity of that person and the circumstance. Because, you know,
such a funny story, but you would never let me say it. So
if somebody's going, if somebody's going off to war, and they
like Mom and Dad did. Our mother was going to be a nun, I tell you, and she went to school for a nun. That is the highest honor back then of being Irish Catholic, to have a nun and a priest in the family. My mother used to get told to go to the supermarket all the time, and my father worked at that time in the supermarket, dropped a cereal box on my mother's head to get her attention. They fell in love. My dad had to go off to the war. Do you ever see those love letters? I have them, of Dad and Mom's love letters. They're beautiful. And my mother walked off the line at the last moment to become a nun, and they got married very young and had 6 kids. Go ahead. What? What? Are you frozen?
I'm just trying to think if I should correct you or let you believe that little fairy tale.
First of all, I was the closest to Mom because I was the youngest.
Yes, but she's also flowering that story quite a bit.
It is a beautiful love story. I have those love letters.
Yeah, I know. That part is true.
Maybe I might actually read some of the love letters next week. Guys, girls, you know what? If you're in a relationship, start sending each other love letters on how you feel. And just see, I bet that relationship is going to take on a whole new passionate part. So that's my recommendation. Okay, go ahead with the question. How young is too young? Well, it depends. You have to be compatible. You have to have chemistry. It is harder the younger you are, that you will grow together in the same way. So you don't want to get married too young. If you are meeting someone on your own, and say you're high school sweethearts, be very careful, because yes, it's a wonderful story to tell your grandkids. Oh, Grandma and Grandpa, they were high school sweethearts. But the odds of them going and living a compatible life the same way is very tough. So
I know 2 of them from my high school are still married now, and they're high school sweethearts, and they're still married.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, of course. But now, one thing you would never know is, are they happily married? Now, again, it's only what you see. For example, they might look like the happiest. Oh, I know who you're talking about, Kathy, right? Down the block? Kathy?
No.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't a high school sweetheart.
Oh, okay. But, all right, so go ahead.
So how young is too young? All depends on the circumstance. But, if you're going off to war and you want to get married before going off into war, then you should. But, that's...
Yeah, because the war we're going through right now. So if you get the letter in the mail right now saying you're going off...
That's a story from the 1940s.
Yeah.
No, I would say you need to be mature, first of all, to get married, and be able to support yourself. I don't think that you should get married in order to have the other person take care of you. I think you should be able to stand on your own.
Yes.
First.
Yes, definitely. Yes. And you have to love yourself first. Always remember that. Next question.
Would you be able to forgive somebody who cheated on you, and do you hold grudges?
I would not. I believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. And now someone might turn around and say, okay, what if someone made one mistake in their whole life? okay, maybe that's a special circumstance. So when I'm answering generically, big picture. But I would just say that cheaters are great with other cheaters, because then they can do things like swing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can do things like that, whereas maybe someone else might not be into that, but if that is the type of person you are, you should look for another person who's more lackadaisical on monogamy. So that's my answer. Annoying. Oh my God. So annoying.
Questions. So would I be able to forget? I don't think I've ever had anybody cheat on me. And do I hold grudges in life? Yes, I hold grudges.
Oh my God, he holds grudges. And then the most annoyingest thing is, can we talk about it? No, done, over. I'm sorry, done, over. Pop.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm just saying that's how I react to grudges. Right?
Oh, yeah.
When I do that?
Yeah, I do.
Are you kidding? You're yawning on Friday Facebook Live, really?
Yes.
And you couldn't have put on a nice shirt? You're wearing a t-shirt from Kmart, for God's sake.
Because I don't live my life based on making me look as best as I can. I don't put any, because I don't.
Effort into looking good?
No, I look fine. Because I don't need that external reinforcement from people. That's empty.
It's not about other people. It's about
yes, it is.
Making yourself feel sexy and feel great.
Yeah, I do. And then you're knocking people down with your negativity about what they're wearing. And then you talk so highly of never being negative.
First of all, no, it's my job to tell people what the facts are. And
facts
you're
for
making
who, though?
facts to be the best dater possible. But I'm just saying you are wearing a Kmart t-shirt. So don't lump that into I'm always doing that. I don't. But it is my job that people do come in and they say, I haven't dated in years. I don't know what to wear. I don't know what to do, this, that, and the other thing. And so I help them be the best that they can be. In a positive way, and it's lots of fun.
First of all, essay. This is not a Kmart $10 t-shirt.
If it's more than 100, I will be
a $40 t-shirt.
Okay. Brian used to go out and buy $100 t-shirts.
See, you tell stories that are so exaggerated.
Okay. What was the most expensive, just like a basic looking shirt, but it had a name brand to it and it was crazy expensive. And it was just like a basic t-shirt. What was the highest amount of money you ever spent on something like that? And I know the answers.
$28.
Okay. First of all, what's the most expensive dress shirt? Like, say, going to Macy's, getting a button-down dress shirt for work.
$145.
Okay. My point, exactly.
No, it's not your point. Your point was you saying I'm wearing a $10 Kmart t-shirt, and it's not. So what you're telling me,
I'm saying how you used to be compared to now.
You're knocking me down based on what you think I should be. So you're putting your feelings on my life. What I should do. I should clean my room.
Stop yelling at me.
Just because my voice goes up does not mean I'm yelling.
You are yelling at me, and it is in the best interest of our clients, our people that watch Friday Facebook Live, to be able to see a nice drop drop back of hearts and love rather than Tuki's toys. Then,
at least they're all in one little box there.
Really? Because what are those three things in front of the box?
That's her head.
Okay. Anyway, I'm only teasing. And if people don't know this already, I'm sure they do, right? That when Brian and I bicker and bicker, it's really just to make each other laugh. It's never out of being mean, ever, ever, ever on my end. His end is different because of that face he's making. But for me, I know I could annoy Brian in 5 minutes, and to me, it's fun.
All right. Do I hold grudges? Yes, I hold grudges to the dying day. And then after like 20 years, I'll think about something I'm still holding a grudge for. I say, oh, this is ridiculous. Let that go. It means absolutely nothing. So,
well, you know what they say, that when you hold a grudge to someone, that person has no idea. So you're not hurting that person at all. You're just hurting yourself because you're, putting on negativity inside of yourself when you can just let it go and lead a very positive, happy life.
Yes, that last woman who rented a room for me, I hold a grudge against her. And what a nasty person she was.
So she wrote a nasty ass letter to Brian. Obviously, I won't say anything in it for privacy purposes. But if Brian would have just sent me this letter and said, can you believe she wrote this to me? I would have been on Brian's side in 2 seconds. Instead, I get, look at this letter. You are so similar to her.
I never said that. No, what it said was in the letter.
She brought me up, right? Yes.
She brought you up. Yeah. That's what I would complain about with you. But, like what you're just saying, how we can complain to each other about stuff.
Yes.
Sometimes you complain that way with, somebody you're living with. So she took it as something much more serious. Right. And I want to get my thoughts right.
No, I get it. Like, for example, I can tease Brian, blah, 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 he's annoying. But don't ever, ever tease or say anything about anyone in my family. Done.
So she said the reasons that bothered me so much about you is what I was doing to her.
Yes, because we are very similar, Brian and I.
So, I mean, she was just nasty.
Evil.
When people say, oh, I wish them well, I wish her.
What? Wait, think before you say something evil.
I wish her nothing. How about that? Nothing. Like, I don't even think about her anymore.
Okay, well, that's good. Because you should not waste any time on anything that is not fun.
She had a lot of issues.
Are you not listening? Are you not listening to me?
I hate her. I hate her.
No, you can never hate. You dislike. Never hate.
No. I mean, I have said that to you too.
Yes, there is not one person on this earth, even the 10 people that have written evil lies about me, about the business on, say, a social media forum. I don't hate anyone. I don't. I dislike their actions. I think it's very rude and hurtful, but I don't ever waste any of my positive energy on hating anyone. And that's how I brought up my kids. But I purposely made a joke about something needing to be fun just to make you laugh, and you weren't even listening to me. Okay, go ahead. Questions?
All right. You got to be in the Texas way.
No, you got to be in the New York way.
Would you date somebody who doesn't have a job?
You answer that.
Would I date somebody who didn't have a job? Well, first of all, where are you meeting this person? And do they not have a job for the moment, or their intention is to never get a job?
Right.
And then how will they support themselves? So there are so many questions to ask. But let's just say they lost their job. No, I mean, yes, I would, because it's happening all over the country. People are losing their job. So it's happening all over.
Yes. So my answer is everyone should be more caring than usual, because with the pandemic, it did cause some sort of financial hardship in some way, shape, or form to everyone. So there are people that maybe lost a job, but will get one very quickly because they're great at what they do and they're ambitious. So clearly, who cares, you know? And when you love someone, you know, they could lose their job for any reason. What, are you going to not love them anymore and break up with them? So,
yeah, so I don't like that question.
Yeah, I don't like it either. And just, again, show kindness. I know I make jokes all the time about being mean, Maureen. But again, it's just to be funny. It's just to make people laugh. Really show kindness towards everyone that you've seen go through some way, shape, or form of hardship during the pandemic, because you never know what, I love that quote that says, you know, don't criticize someone until you've walked in their shoes. To me, that's like, wow, mind blowing. And every day, I think the world would be such a better place if we all woke up in the morning and did what I do, is before I get out of bed and make my bed. And that's another point we should talk about. A lot of people are instant messaging me questions. When you are ready to find love, what are some things that you should do? One of them is make your bed every day, because it might sound like such a simple thing. It might sound like something that has nothing to do with finding love, but it has to do with bettering yourself and accomplishing something yourself and putting yourself in a happier, more positive frame of mind, which you need to be to find a successful relationship. Okay, so, but show kindness with what has happened with the pandemic. Because
yes, I would
in 1 second, everything could change. That's another great quote. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just don't want to forget this, because you know I'll forget it in 2 seconds. That anything can change on a dime. Every day I wake up, you know, I pray to mom and dad and George and blah, blah, blah. And I thank God for all of my blessings every day. And I put out the positive energy of the things I would like to accomplish. Does everyone do that? Because I believe if everyone did that, think of this world, what a wonderful or happier place we would all be if we all do that. What do you think about that idea, Brian?
Well, I want to get back to making your bed every day. I believe that's very important to wake up and not make it instantly, because I have to have a cup of coffee first.
Oh.
I usually have my coffee and brush my teeth and wash my face, and then I go in and make the bed. Because I can't stand when people say, well, you're just going to get into it anyway. I hate that. Well, I don't like, I like my sheets to be all nice and pressed and all ready to go. It just makes you feel better when you get into a clean bed.
It does. Remember on Facebook, someone put that, how many times do you wash your sheets? Your answer was really gross, by the way.
It was
inappropriate.
Not.
Inappropriate.
First of all, that's not meant for you to see.
Okay, well, we're Facebook friends. Every Sunday, I wash the sheets. Okay, that is just my thing. To me, once a week is fine. You wrote something very inappropriate. If it's too embarrassing for you, you don't have to bring it up. But I'm just letting you know that you have nieces and nephews that follow you on Facebook, and now they have that picture in their head of you.
I guarantee you, you were the only one offended by it.
Okay, so say it out loud then.
Guarantee it.
Okay,
I don't
so
even
say it
remember. The answer was 2 to 3 times a week, unless I forget.
Do you want me to say what you said?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Unless it's more because of obvious reasons.
No. See. No. This is what you do. You put words in other people's mouths to fit your own narrative. No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
If you're going to say something and you're going to call somebody out on something, at least have your facts straight. I didn't say that at all.
Weren't you implying if you had sex more that week, you had to do it more?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
But that's not what I said.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. I said, what I said was not inappropriate. I said, how many times do you change your sheets? I said 2 to 3 times a week, unless I have to do it more. That's all I said.
Nope, there was something else.
All right, I will find it and get back to you on that.
Okay, next question. Oh, I never called back Mary with her new boyfriend. Gotta write that down.
What?
They FaceTimed me as I was working.
Did the Delta variant ruin any of your upcoming plans? It just made us step back a few steps by having to wear the mask again in certain areas. Some places are requiring masks. Some places are saying masks are recommended.
Yeah.
If the casino, you had to wear a mask the whole time.
Oh, really? So when Jerry and I go next weekend, we're gonna have to wear masks in Connecticut?
I don't know. That's Connecticut. Each state is different.
Oh, I hope not. Oh, hope not. Okay. What other questions do we have?
Nothing up. Yeah, it didn't upset any plans.
Mine either. Work. Being annoying in my kid's life.
Is it common for singles to not want children? Well, I think that's a general statement, because not all.
Well, a lot of the millennials now are saying that due to the environment, due to other factors.
Overpopulation.
Yes. What is that called? Zero population. When in China, they would say, okay, couple, man and wife, 2 people. They would have 2 kids, and that's called zero population. Mrs. Goff taught me that in social studies. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, but I don't remember that fact. Your fact is probably wrong.
You are so not fun today.
There's that word again. I am very fun.
Okay, so I noticed for real that it used to be in my 20 years of matchmaking, ladies say maybe 25 to 39 would come in saying, I want to have kids, I want to have kids. And I can't even remember anybody not. Why are you making that face?
Because.
What? I'm answering the question.
No, you're going off into a tangent.
I'm answering the question. The question is, are there people that don't want to have kids these days, right? Right?
Yes.
So years ago, I'm saying everybody wanted to have kids. It was very rare, if ever, that someone said that they didn't. Now, millennials are coming in and they are saying, yeah, I don't want to have kids. And I mean, we hear it also with our own nieces saying it too. Yeah, I really don't want to have kids. So I just find it interesting. And when I say why, it's, I don't know what the world's going to be like in 20 years. I don't know if I want to bring a child into this. And we're already at overpopulation and the environment, blah, 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 blah. But I want to, think of a way that I could say to them, you might not want to this second, but what if in 20 years from now you think, oh, I wish I did want to have a child. Just something to think about. Okay, next question, instead of pondering on how you could say something nasty.
I rang the bell because it's like you revert back into...
If you say it, I'm going to flip like I've never flipped.
That's why I rang the bell. All right. What is the most overrated sex position? Who the F is writing these questions? The most overrated sex. How the hell do I know?
What the what? Overrated?
What is the most overrated sex position? How do I know that?
How would we know someone's personal thoughts, because it's an individual thought, right? There's no general answer to this. It's how a person feels themselves.
I don't know.
I would have to answer, okay, that is stupid, which I love saying.
Don't say that. I don't like when you say that.
Okay, but you can say you hate that girl.
Yeah.
Who wrote the letter? See?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same
but
thing.
My point.
That's my feelings about her. You're saying that somebody's actions are stupid.
I'm joking. I'm trying to make you laugh.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would say no sexual position is overrated. I think you should try them all. How about that? Get that Kuma Satra book and learn all those sex positions. And you should try one a month. You should incorporate one a month and get back to me on your progress.
Okay, now we just opened up the door for every single sex addict to be blasting our Facebook messengers with millions of sex questions that Ryan has to read. Which, by the way, someone just wrote a doozy the other day, and Ryan said, Mom, just don't read the Facebook Messenger yet. I have to delete it. So whatever you do, don't read it. This guy was disgusting with what he wanted to do with you. Oof.
Oh, all right. That's, I don't want. Did you always want children? I guess this is directed at you. Did you always want children? No, because I don't want children.
Okay. Well, maybe they could ask that. But yeah.
I never wanted them. Not even as a teenager. I never wanted that. I never wanted that responsibility.
Because I was the youngest of 6 and loved my upbringing and my life being brought up as the youngest of 6 kids, I used to say I would love to have 6 kids. Then, of course, as you grow up and you realize how
expensive they are.
Yeah. and paying for college, yeah. So 2 really, and I do remember, I know you said you don't believe this, but there was a time that I remember saying at a Thanksgiving party, yeah, I think we're going to go for a 3rd baby. And Peter, our oldest brother, said, no, you could only have 2 kids, Maureen. I remember that. For financial purposes, that it wouldn't be prudent to have a 3rd child because of how expensive it is. But it is kind of funny if you think about it, that I couldn't go for a 3rd child because my oldest brother told me not to.
Yeah, but that's where you go when you can blame him rather than look at the truth that maybe you didn't want a 3rd child. You don't like to hear that, so you blame an external source saying, "Oh, he said I couldn't have a 3rd one, so I couldn't." But maybe it's you that didn't want to have a 3rd child, which is fine. If you don't want to have another child, fine.
But I remember that I did, and that's why I said it.
You were never the type of person to listen to what anybody ever said.
Right. Yeah,
if you wanted a 3rd child, you would have had a 3rd child. By blaming or saying that somebody prevented you from doing that is not really a truthful statement.
Okay. Anywho, next. Any other questions? Because I have so much work to do.
Yeah, we need to wrap up in 4 minutes. Let's see. Questions. Where are my questions? What's your biggest regret?
I truly, look, I'm not saying I've never made mistakes in my life. I have. No one's perfect. We all make mistakes. But anything I ever wanted to do, I did do. And I never regretted it. I never said, oh, I should have never did that. Or why did I do that? Or why didn't I do something that I should have done? So I really can say I don't have any regrets. And I've lived up to my 49 years. I have truly lived a life that I thank God every day
You're 49.
for.
You look awful for 49.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Go ahead. Thanks.
Don't you want to? If you said
stop.
But if you go the other way, I could say, "Oh my God."
I'm going to take off these earbuds and go.
You look great. You look so great.
Okay, go ahead. I don't need people to tell me what they think of.
Yeah, because you do it yourself. Yes, Asa thinks you look phenomenal.
Thank you, Asa. Love you. Mwah.
Do I have any regrets? Yes, I wish I never stopped. I wish I never started smoking as a teenager.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but had I not, how different my life would be. So I don't want to really take away that. I don't want to.
Why? I don't think
my life maybe would be different than it is now, and the way it is now is exactly the way I want it. So I don't want to do anything.
Right,
well,
but
not that you could,
smoking or not smoking would not.
No, but maybe I could have been more energetic and done more things,
athletic.
and won an Olympic gold medal in something.
Swimming.
And then maybe been famous, and then I wouldn't be where I am now.
Famous.
It took me 42 years to stop smoking, and ever since then I did. It's still on my mind constantly. Every day I think of it. Every day I have to fight it, and every day I said, "Oh, why don't I just go and buy a pack and just sit out on the porch?" Every day that comes up in my head, and I have to.
Why don't you get hypnotized?
Because I can handle it. Once I say, "Oh no, I don't want to go back to that misery," and that's what it was. It was miserable. It was misery. Smoking was miserable.
Thank God I never started.
It was filthy and miserable, and especially seeing the people in the casino smoking. Oh, it was so disgusting.
They hopefully had a non-smoking part.
Even though they did in Vegas had non-smoking parts, but you can still smell it. Any time you went in, it permeated the entire building.
Disgusting.
So I don't know why they allow it still.
I'm so happy that none of our clients smoke. It is such a social taboo nowadays. It is vile. I could never kiss anyone that was a smoker. Yawning. Done. 2 yawns. Okay. So, anything else you'd like to add before I wrap it up?
No. Let's end it on a positive note. Always, be kind to each other. Unless you want to be antagonistic, then go all out. That's always fun.
Bigger and thicker.
Yeah, seeing how far I can push you.
And I do the same thing. Okay, so thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks everywhere I go for people to say, I love your brother Brian. I watched the YouTube of your Friday Facebook Live, blah, blah, blah. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. Next Friday, Jerry and I are going away for her birthday.
You can still bring your laptop and still do it.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I will be doing it remotely next week for our sister's birthday. Okay.
All right. So, go have fun. Go have a fun week. I'm going to go cook some dinner and do some
hopefully
laundry.
Something laundry. Oh my God, so annoying. Okay, so thanks for watching. Have a beautiful weekend. Hopefully you can get to the beach. I really want to go to the beach. And yawning a third time. Okay, love you all. Bye.